The unfallen greet you in the hopes that your goal is greater harmony. The heart finds your proposal of value, and we are glad to accept it.
Ah, crap. Alright, so I once again have forgotten that I had my mute button on. This has been an ongoing theme for me, and is unfortunate. The fortunate thing is that at 6 minutes and 40 some seconds, or however long, 8 minutes we're into the video now, I have not actually done much. We haven't even actually ended a turn yet. So, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about all the things that I just said into a muted mic. But basically, we're going to finish off the United Empire. We're going to try and conquer the Sophans. And we're going to figure out what the hell's over here. And we're going to finish this game. This will probably be the last video of the series. No guarantees of that, but it's likely that this is the last video. So we're going to do 20 or so turns, maybe 30, we'll see. About 2 hours of play. And let's get on with it. So I just talked to myself for 8 minutes. Feels good. The good news is, I remembered at 8 minutes instead of 15 minutes this time. So that's impressive. Alright, we're losing population. We're growing pulsos. We're doing all kinds of stuff. I got a empty queue here. We should probably deal with that. What do we want? Is there anything... Ooh, we don't... We have an extra... We should build that. I'll go ahead and finish that first. Is there anything else I need to do here? I guess there's probably a little bit we need to do, and that is population control. Let's move certain populations around to the appropriate planets that make the most sense. So we definitely want this planet full. This planet needs to mainly have Hereship, because Hersham benefit from extra food, which is nice. We also have this, which is actually really decent at this point in the game. We have anomalies here. We have a quest marker here. I should probably look into that. And this is just amazing. So let's just get that built. There's a lot of things that can get built here, but once the industry's built, everything else happens faster, so...
Maybe the Empire is growing soft.
Okay.
Despite your action.
We're going to refuse this. They're going to counter with a forced treaty, most likely. If they can, which they cannot, it seems. We have another 11? Wow, we have a lot of ships. Do any of these ships have probes? They do not. Alright, so we need some scouts, to be perfectly honest. We have a number of systems that have curiosities. How about down here? What is this? A shadow? This is a scout? Perfect. That's exactly what we need. Anything else? Ah, there we go. Orichalcix. So now we have the last of the resources. We'll be bringing them in. Let's take a look at that deposit real quick. So this is actually an average deposit, which is 3 per turn, which is okay. This system is almost completely full, but not quite. We do have a couple of extra population slots. The approval building is going to be necessary at some point. And because we do have Orichalcix, this building is actually really valuable now. And then, obviously, science is pretty good. So we should build those. That'll keep that system busy for a little while. What else needs to be done? So I was actually looking down here. There are no curiosities on any of these systems. So this guy needs to move all the way up to Vagis. And I also noticed that this system isn't currently building anything. Out of curiosity, why are we not building anything? This is one of my largest population centers. So anything that's offering per population bonuses on this system are actually pretty reasonable at this point. Approval is really high. We'll need more approval because we're going to grab lots of territory, which is going to put us well above our maximum and give us a lot of penalties. But that's okay. This is a unique building that I'm pretty sure I already have being built in Cancer. If I don't have it being built in Cancer, I'm kind of curious as to why. This is the best system for this building, which means we should build that compression singularity somewhere else. Whoops. I'm not sure what I did there. I took something out of the queue and I don't even know what it was. Probably xeno-industrial infrastructure, to be honest. Alright, we'll do something like that. It's hacking, huh? Okay. I think the honeycomb is actually valuable here because it gives us vision of their capital, if I'm not mistaken. And then we want to build big ships. So we have the Spirit, which is a medium class ship, and the Wraith, which is a Coordinator medium class ship. Hunters, Coordinators, offense, defense. I don't even honestly remember what... These are both set to 4, so we've designed these a few times now, but maybe it's time to revisit them. It looks like we actually do have a really cool replacement for this module if we have enough health and dodge probability on squadrons is also interesting, but we're not running squadrons on these, so that's not that crazy. 14 adamantium. We don't have a lot of this. What is our income? We're getting 9 per turn, though. Let's come back to here. Oh, no. Wraith? Yes. Okay. Woof! A single module is 12? I guess that kind of makes sense, because it's 6, and this is a medium class ship. Module costs are doubled for medium class ships, but the effects are generally doubled. Not in this particular case. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this for a few turns. But man, look at this. If we could throw 3 of these, that's 30% of our health recovered per phase, and then again at the end of the battle. That makes these ships almost invincible. You would have to basically do, man, a lot of damage. If we recover 30%, you got to do more than 30% damage each phase to even do any damage to this ship. Oof. I don't know if we can actually get this done, though. We could do this, though. That's 12. I could build one of these. What is the spirit? This is the other one. Ooh. Okay, I haven't even played around with this one yet. Because that is not at all how we would have outfitted that. Those are good engines. We have a lot of weapons. We have a lot of titanium, and we have a lot of Hyperium. How much? That's 47. 47 titanium to build a single one of these ships in this particular fashion. That is a lot. Perhaps we don't need to go quite that crazy. Maybe we actually add like a couple of guns just to give it a little bit of defense. And that lowers the cost a little bit. And then defensive modules, 800 health or 950 shield capacity. I'm actually... With the guns to shoot down missiles that do come in, I think we're probably safe to go ahead and do this. So that's probably a reasonable design for that ship. Alright, so let's go ahead and build a couple of those over here. So we want to build like 2 of those, 2 of... Oh, I can only build 1 of those for now. We'll queue up another one once we get more titanium. And also, this system is actually producing titanium. Let's accelerate that with both of those buildings. And I can actually buy this one out. Or we could... I don't even have trade routes, do I? I do not have trade routes yet. Okay, we'll just buy the more expensive one out. Alright, hacking. I want to hack their capital, but I want to do it in a number of turns that make sense. We're looking at it 5 turns to get this completed. I probably want to go longer than that. But if we hack from here, that's probably going to work. So if we go like from here to... it won't let me go. Yeah, it's not going to let me go all the way over there. I guess I could hack from here. But that's too close to actually get a hack successful. Alright, well in that case, I guess we hack Yakima. 8 turns? Probably alright. Those fleets won't take 8 turns to get there. Alright, I don't know what else we need to do here, so we're just going to go ahead and end. I just noticed that there's a couple comments. I don't know how long ago those guys commented, but I'm going to respond to their comments. I've been really focused on my other monitor for the moment. Jacobs K01 says, I like this game. They have patched, or have they patched the Darth Paul bug in the system improvement menu yet? As far as I'm aware, they have not. The latest set of patches came out a couple weeks ago, and the Darth Paul bug is still in the game, which kind of sucks. It's really freaking annoying. I actually thought that it was related to hacking and like getting sleepers on your system messing with you, but it's actually just a bug, which is really unfortunate. And at this point in time, from my experience, they have not patched it. Edgar Albion says, I play in this game for some time, and in my opinion, bigger ships are worse than smaller ships. There's a common misconception about how bigger ships and smaller ships work, and I will try to explain why I think bigger ships are actually better than smaller ships most of the time. There are a few exceptions to this, but not really. One of the things to keep in mind, and I'll just come back to the Wraith class. Actually, no, the other class. The Cypher... No, the Shadow class. Oh, the Spirit class. Yes. So one of the things to keep in mind is that these medium-style ships, each one of these modules actually counts as double. But it's not exactly obvious how. And so you have to really pay attention to the modules as you attach them to the ships, because the statistics that you see up here, okay, improved fusion torpedo, 79 damage, 5% crit chance, 3 crew killed per hit. When I actually attach them to my ship, you'll notice that the numbers are quite a bit different. And it's because medium class ships double the effect of some of the statistics for any weapon, but not necessarily all of the statistics. So you'll notice that the crit chance and the crew killed per hit is the same, but the damage per second is double. These missiles have double the damage. They also have double the health. So they have 180 health per shot. That makes it a lot more efficient as a single ship, because this ship costs 3 points, but it actually has the equivalent of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 weapons on small class ships. In order to get 14 weapon slots on small class ships, you would have to have a lot more than 3 command points worth of weaponry. Now, there is an advantage to the small ships to some extent. The advantage being that as small ships take damage, they don't lose all of their modules. They lose portions of them at a time. But I think even in that case, the medium class ships are better because you get all of your firepower until your health is completely drained. Where when you go with small class ships, assuming that small class ships could even achieve the same amount of firepower that this ship does for the same amount of command points, which they cannot, but assuming they could, as your small ships got destroyed, the amount of firepower would diminish over time. And so that actually gives the advantage to this medium class ship, because this medium class ship keeps the maximum firepower for that full 3 command points until it's completely destroyed. And so that's why medium class ships are actually better than the smaller class ships. But it varies a little bit between different factions, because not all factions are the same as the Riftborn in the way that they work. So the Riftborn, they have massive numbers of offensive weapon slots, but very, very few defensive slots. And that makes their ships a lot different in design than other ships. One of the reasons that I think torpedoes work on this ship class is because torpedoes are pretty ineffective against flak cannons, unless you have a lot of them. And so some of these torpedoes will definitely get shot down against enemies who have flak, but the rest of them get through, and because the damage per second on torpedoes is so high, it's actually worth it. That's generally not the case on a lot of other ship designs, because you just can't fit enough torpedoes on there to make it work. Alright, we got a lot of empty construction here we got to deal with. We're running out of things to build, which is kind of okay. I'm curious why... I thought I built one of these last turn, but I must not have. Well, free approval would be good. Every system should definitely get improved bunkers, and every system should definitely at some point get the honeycomb. And you can see we're building so much industry at this point that this is whatever. Do we have any sterile worlds? We actually have 2. That'll increase the population slots on 2 of our worlds. And then we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 more population. And that's all I can fill in for now, so that's fine. We need a new technology. What do we got here? Okay. Lots of stuff that needs to happen here. First, let's just take a look. Who benefits where? So the Sephiroths definitely need to be on this planet. Any Epistis or Harashim need to be over here or over here. So these 2 guys need to come over here. Oh, I can't do that. Let's... There we go. Okay. That looks okay. I want most of my population here anyways. I can put 1 on this planet, but I want these guys mainly on here because they benefit from that system. This system can build this because this is +4 industry per population. This is not very valuable yet because we don't have any strategics, but AI labor is actually very significant on this Ash world. Approval's still fine, so we can throw things like the eco habitat, the optics center, the honeycomb, and the well-being building. We can get all of those done in the next few turns. Alright, who else needs work? Everybody else is good? Okay. Now we need to pick a technology. Based on our current situation, I think we're going to go military. We're getting very close to attacking the Sophons. And there's a number of things that we could build that would make that a lot easier. Sophons tend to have extremely resilient... they have basically some of the best ships in the game. Particularly if you build with the right heroes as their leaders. So something like this might be very good for us. We have a reasonable amount of antimatter per turn. So this antimatter shielding would be really good for us. That could help us survive if they did actually build energy damage. Interesting. This is another item that's really cool, or another weapon that's really cool. The area of effect weapon. It has a massive amount of damage against small ships, but it doesn't do as much against the bigger ships. We don't really know what their fleet looks like yet, so I don't want to invest too much into that. But I do think I'm going to go with antimatter channeling. This gives us significantly better shielding, and then this is also really useful if anybody does have cloaked fleets. The battle tactics are kind of whatever, but they're not terrible. Prudent positions and evasive maneuvers are both pretty good because they allow us to have a very uniform fleet. So yeah, we'll go ahead and grab that. It won't take very long anyways. I really need to be faster in my turns here if we're going to get anything done in a reasonable amount of time. Well, we do have sight of their fleet here. So let's take a look at what they have. Alright, we got a new singularity built. Let's see what these guys have. So, they're running primarily missiles, it looks like. Interesting. These are laser weapons on that one. The Accelerator 6 has... Oh, their fleet's already gone. Well, that's unfortunate. This system has also disappeared. I don't remember attacking it. This could have been a colony, but the United Empire have not been wiped out as far as I'm aware. Which means that we're definitely going to go down this wormhole and find them. Because they probably expanded back into the wormhole. Alright, what do we got here? We got some new tiers. We've got reduced assignment duration and dust cost, 80% damage on fleet, 40 science on system plus 2 per hero level, shield penetration, minus approval penalties. I think we're going to go with the minus approval penalties because those are going to get quite large over time. I could also go for the science, but our science is happening so quickly, I don't think it's necessary. Alright, we got a lot done here. I've got 2 Spirit class ships. A lot of other things built. Where were those Spirit class ships? Let's see. I don't even see them. Which system built those? They should be in the hangar somewhere. Was that they're not built yet. They're being built. That's the next thing in the queue. Okay, that makes more sense. Let's head over there. Do either of these fleets actually have a colony ship? They do not. So if we wanted to colonize this to get more adamantium per turn, the prudent thing to do would be to build one of these guys. We could throw him in the queue right there. Oid is not all that important to me. Ah, that sucks. I should have stopped here. We could have traveled down the star lane. It's going to take longer for that fleet to get where it's going now. This fleet is already en route there, so everybody's kind of moving that direction, which is fine. I'm hoping that our bubble of influence will eventually cover Fagus, which will prevent anybody else from settling on it once we get our sphere of influence over it. Fagus is not particularly exciting. We can actually refuse this time. And because we have a significant amount of adamantium deposits, once we get this next territory, I think we're actually going to grab this as well. Alright, so that's been completed. We did find another hero. We already have Pacifist hero, and we already have an Industrialist hero, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we started with one. So this is kind of unfortunate for us. In terms of just getting a hero that's in a different class. I'm not real familiar with this guy, so let's take a look at his tree. What does he have? So he has food, that's not great. Damage per command point, that's interesting. Refill rate. Okay, so it seems like he's geared much more towards a governor of a system than a space combat hero, and I think what I'm looking for is actually a space combat hero. We also have a Sophon. Sophons, if I'm not mistaken, have some pretty decent energy weapon bonuses. Plus 20% on energy weapon, a lot of movement on fleet. Maximum probe stock and shield capacity. Hull plating. Damage. Yeah, so this guy is kind of a leading choice. These are not... These are very similar to the other guy. I think I'm going to go for the Sophon hero, and we'll make him the commander of one of our fleets. Ooh, they've already grabbed this.
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. So
we're putting a lot of pressure on them. We should be able to stop them from taking this system, which would be helpful to us. They're actually being attacked by a significantly large fleet. Medium class ship. These guys only have one medium class ship. It does have a significant amount of attack though, and they're using primarily laser weapons. That's interesting. We may be in contact with the Cravers more quickly than I anticipated. Also, we should run this somewhere. This Placid is running one. That system is not. But it does have a hero, so we should definitely be running one here. And we're about to build that cultural center that I've been wanting for a while. We have 2 sterile worlds here. We have a lot of other things that could be built still. Hiroshima in 1 turn will fill this planet out, which is fine. Let's get those 2 things built after we get these done. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Our scout finally made it over here, so we can get this curiosity uncovered. Ooh. Quadranix. And it's an average deposit. Okay. Move there next. Alright, we're in a pretty good shape. 3 hero points. 1, 2, 3. And none of our fleets are actually on a system right now, so I can't really attach him to any of them. Although I could attach him to this fleet. Where are you at? We'll use the Sophon to beat the Sophons. Alright. What can we do? Well, first things first, we can give you that. And slightly better shielding. Get rid of all this crap. These engines are probably better. The 2% evasion is pretty irrelevant. I've got 2 support module. Anti-cloaker. This will reveal cloaking and also give me anti-cloaking probes, which will reveal probes. Interesting. Even though heroes can't equip fighters, I can equip a module that improves squadron health and dodge probability? That is curious to me. I wonder if that actually works. I don't really use squadrons that much. There's not very many reasons to ever use them. Weapon-wise, we should basically outfit him with some of the better weapons that we have. Let's start with that. I only have 2 weapon slots. I guess we just go with like double titanium slugs. Defensive slots we've already filled out. We have 1, 2, 3 of these. I do have the kinetic enhancer, so we can actually enhance its damage significantly. Shield reloading. Or increased chance to be targeted. Not interested in that so much. Decreased chance to be targeted with ship evasion is interesting. I do like the anti-cloaking probe. That's one option we should consider. And then some type of a repair module would be good, I guess. Surprisingly, we don't have a good repair module. This is the best repair module available to it. I think it might be... I don't know why. That that can't be attached here. The fleet accelerator is not bad. That makes the entire fleet faster. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, show the location. So this system, which does not have a governor, is no longer running one of these compressions. We have a lot of population slots available here. We could just fill out population here if we wanted to. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's just do that for now. Placidius is almost full again. I've got 1 more slot available, 2 more slots available, and then we can build the fabrication license and that's pretty much it for this system. This hero's leveled up again, so it's time to put a point somewhere. Yeah, I'm thinking the expansion disapproval is probably the best for him as well. United Empire has been eliminated, so that's good to know. Possess 13 cold planets. We're at 11 of 13. +4 per Harashim on sterile planets. Or when you're ready to pay 500 dust. Yeah, let's just do that. Anti-cloaking. Did I not understand what this is? Anti-cloaking measures. Launch an anti-cloaking detection probe on the system to detect cloaked fleets. Interesting. I thought this was actually a probe that you could launch, like you would a normal probe, that would also reveal cloaked ships, but that is not the case. All it does is reveals cloaking on the system that you're on. I guess? That's kind of what it says. Huh. Well, maybe that's not as good as I thought it was. We'll just put them on blockade for now. We can search this curiosity real quick. More quadronics, okay. Well, that's interesting. And then I don't see anything immediately relevant, so what we're going to do is edit this ship design real quick. Give it the maximum amount of movement speed that we can. I could also give it cloaking, but I don't think so. I think we'll just keep the probes and the guns the way they are. I guess I could upgrade the guns to better ones. Go ahead and retrofit him, and then we'll send him down the wormhole. He'll be able to move quite quickly now with those ram scoop engines. Arcturus is an idle system that needs 1 population and a lot of other things. So what can be built here that would be of any use to us? We have 1 sterile system. We're full on populations. Both of those buildings are actually not terrible. That one's cheaper. Honeycomb scoops are basically free. Quadronics. Microwave pipes, kind of good. Yeah, there's a lot of things here. We'll just get all of that done for now. And then one of these crappier systems. This one. Let's go ahead and build another one of these. And actually, this is done in 2 turns. We should probably queue up a handful of other things. Some of these I could buy out, honestly. Alright. Gotta spend that dust occasionally. Alright. Hero has leveled up again. I mean, I don't really know. I guess we build, like, food and approval? Or just more expansion disapproval? I'll go with the food and approval. We'll just backtrack into that. Alright, we now have better weapons, so that's good. We can probably outfit the ships the way we need to. And then technology-wise, we don't have the orichalcics to build that building, so that's not a good choice. +5 per strategic deposit on planets is actually pretty solid. Plus 10% on system is actually really good for us. Extra cap on gas planets, as well as resource generation on strategic and on luxuries. Interesting. Or convert 50% of our industry into science. We need 3 of these. So I'm thinking if we were going to grab 3, we would grab like that one. That one. And either that one or this one. I think at some point we're probably going to move all of our population into science through the planet cracker. So this is actually like a better version of the planet cracker. Which means this is actually like 2.5 at some point. Maybe we just grab those 3. Alright, this system has more population available. Pulso should be over here. Which means we need 1, 2, 3, 4. One turn we'll get another pulso, that'll be the 4th. And none of these systems have specializations yet. Also, we can explore moons. We should set up these on most of our systems. More adamantium's probably worth it. And this is a cold world, so we'll go with that cold. Get our science buildings down. Approval is super high here, so nothing else really needs to be done. This will need to be done eventually. This is extremely good on here. Anything else? No. Alright, things are moving rather slowly, unfortunately. Honestly, now that I think about it, we have liquid composites. We should get ships. We should get the largest ship classes available. Alright, so this needs to be run somewhere. What system could run this? Well, this system is straight up running this, which is not ideal. We could be running other things. I guess we could get both of those done. Since we have nothing else to build, we could do that. And then probably go into Planet Cracker to speed up science for the time being. Is there anything else? Nope. That system is good. And is there a hero here? There is a hero here. So we do want to run this there. Keep leveling that hero up. This system isn't building anything at the moment. Does it matter which planet they're on? Not really. I could do either one, so we'll just do that for now. And let's get all the industry buildings built. And actually, because there is a strategic deposit over here, I'm going to go ahead and move them over there. No, I'm not. I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually shift the approval. So either way is fine. So we'll get all the industry buildings done there. What else needs done? Anything? I got fleets here that can actually fight. And we should go ahead and do that. This should starve them out in one turn, so their colony ship will be removed. And our colony ship that we built several turns ago but forgot to move can go ahead and get going. This hero leveled up. He is primarily an influence generating hero, so influence and high population are what we're looking at. Extra food on system. None of those make a lot of sense. He is not a political leader to my knowledge. Yeah, religious. Just a reduction on ship cost though. I guess that works. We'll use this guy to build our tier 3 ships. 10% off of the tier 3 ship cost is not nothing. Pulsos. We need to make sure that pulsos are on planets with anomalies. I guess pretty much all of our planets have anomalies, so it really doesn't matter that much. And in 2 turns we'll have another pulso, so I can actually drop that one. And that will fill out this entire system, right? 1 Riftborn, 1 Pulso. Looks like that's where we're at. All of this gets done. Nothing else to worry about there. Heroes level up really fast with the Riftborn. Plus 40 per cold. That would be interesting, except for the fact that I think we're going military. So we're looking for technologies that benefit ships. Shield absorption. On fleet and ship if assigned. That seems ridiculously powerful. On fleet, ship. So this actually applies to the entire fleet? That's insane. Alright. My scout made it over here. That's interesting. Let's launch a couple probes and see what we uncover. Alright, we found Horatio. I'm just going to turn him on Auto Explore for a little while. Quester canceling, we get some extra approval that we don't really need. We could add 2 of these guys to the Trappist system. Where is that at? This system here. It's actually not terrible. Sure, 2 population for free, I'll take it. This is Horatio's planet, I believe. No. Just an endless world that somebody else has already colonized. This is Horatio's planet. All the way over here. Alright, we're at turn 90. We're about an hour into the video, and we've accomplished basically nothing. Kind of disturbing. Is there anything else I can do? Not really. Alright. I actually could build another one of these. We should. Somewhere. Maybe here. Because this place has really low industry. We have idle systems, apparently. I need 3 population in this system. Calgaroos should be over here. Then we can go that on a hot world, that on a hot world, and none of these are very important. I guess more Eden incense? I don't know. We haven't even used our Eden incense in a while. Do we even need our Eden incense? Not for these guys. We have 138 Riftborn. That's insane at turn 90. And we could have more if we really wanted to. Like in this system. Alright, all of the planets have now been colonized. What makes the most sense? So, predictive logistics is worth 80 industry. That's worth a small amount. I can do that faster, so we should throw that in the queue first. This is a very unhappy system. That's going to be the case for a while. And there's not a lot we can do about it. Once we get that done, is there anything else of note? Not really. So this is basically just build Riftborn, right? Wow, it's gonna let me just build? That's crazy. Why does the queue let me go so far when I just build population, but not when I build other things? Singularity has expired. This guy will build one in 1 turn. This one can be activated. What system? Whoops. Well, what system needs one? Apparently this system does. We do have orichalcics here, so the mining facilities are probably worthwhile. Also, yeah, okay. Well, that was kind of a mistake. Alright, so, Pulsos. Go to the Phagis system and defeat the fleet there. Or bring a fleet of manpower to the Phagis system. I like that better. We do have a fleet that can beat this. This is just a medium class ship. How long will it take this guy to get there? 10 turns. Well, that's too long. We won't send him that way. I'll have to send one of these fleets back, or we'll have to just build another fleet that can take on a single medium ship. A medium ship with laser weapons, no less. I know exactly what to build. Those 2 ships actually could probably handle it. Oof, 9 and 18? Never mind, we won't build them here. This system can build a Wraith and a Spirit in just a couple of turns. And over here, we actually needed another Wraith, but we're, again, really low on adamantium, so that's not going to happen. Over here, I actually should be able to colonize. And we want to colonize a hot world. The arid world is hot, and it also has the adamantium. So that's probably good enough. We can actually pay these costs quite easily. I'm actually not going to pay 65 titanium, but we already are running that law. That's a law we probably shouldn't have been running for the last few turns. I'm getting a little sloppy in my play here. We could just combine these fleets at this point. I don't know if we'll be able to combine those fleets. This one's actually almost full, so definitely not. Wraith, Phantom, Phantom, Phantom. Honestly, that fleet might be able to take that out.
Haven't you learned anything while spinning it? Huh? Oh, it's you guys. So...
we can't make a demand from them yet. If we get enough pressure on them, we might be able to make demands, which would be kind of cool, but...
Horatio.
Our purpose.
Haven't you learned
Alright. What are we at? I guess we'll still build these two ships here, because there's no need not to. And when I think about it, I should look over here. Alright, we can...
The sun god wonders what is on your...
So many pop-ups. Show me the location. Okay, so this finally got done. We're not anywhere close enough to really attack this yet. How long will it take me to move my fleets there? 3 turns? I guess we'll go ahead and jam commands. We'll still get a couple turns of the benefit. Not as many as I would have hoped, but some. This fleet is getting quite large. He is filling out medium-class fleets now. We can definitely do the same, and we're about to be able to get liquid composites, which means we can actually build bigger ships than him. But we're going to need to start fighting him soon. What system is this? Placid? What is our manpower capacity? We're capped out on manpower at the moment. So... what do we want to build? Well, we can build one of these for sure, because there's nothing else to build. And then I guess we go dust, so that I can buy out ships faster. Actually, no, we've got a lot of this to do. These are all hot worlds? Mostly hot worlds. So we want to do that. This one isn't a hot world, so I'm not going to bother with it. But this one is, and this one is. And then we'll do some of that. I could also build fleets here, but they're really, really far away from everybody else. What system needs... Let's cycle through and find our heroes. Okay, so our hero is here. That one has one. This system does not have one, so it does have a hero though. Do we still want the hero over there? Or do we want to move that hero to a new system? I think we'll move her over there. I just gotta remember which one she is. I think it was this one. There's still quite a few things to build over here, so that will be helpful. And she'll level up faster this way. Alright, that will be useful for this system for sure.
The sun god.
Soon your...
They've closed borders with us. Ooh, interesting. We actually have a scout all the way out here. Adamantium's always appreciated. Cool. Alright. Get that scout moving around. Get this guy to scout that. And here we go with it. Not much else to do that turn. We've already scanned to this system, so I guess the next logical thing is to scan to that one. We'll just keep expanding. Have another singularity. This fleet can just play defense for the moment. There's actually a lot of siege modules here. Maybe instead of playing defense, we go here and just siege this down for a few turns. Alright, these guys... What do we have? Mostly missiles, right? So we want to be at long range. Missiles, missiles, missiles. Yeah, we'll just put them all in one flotilla. This will defend the rest of the ships from this guy's laser weapons, and we should win this pretty handily. We can go ahead and watch it just for fun, because we haven't watched a battle this video yet. Glancing over at my comment section again, just fitted medium in my game, small offensive 1k, medium 11k. Interesting. Just fitted medium in my game. Small offensive 1k, medium 11k, wasn't known that, but I kill all without losses. Edgar, I'm not really sure exactly what you're saying, but it sounds to me like you're able to beat the enemy with small ships, even though they're using medium ships. It could be because you're higher tier in your weapons than they are. But without seeing your game, I don't know for sure. And then he asked, do basic flotilla shield and adamantium repair bots stack? Most things in the game do stack. There are a handful of things that do not. I'll try to remember what some of those are next time I'm doing some ship design in the game here. But yeah, basically most things do stack. There are a handful of things that don't, though. And particularly with the ×2 modules, it gets a little trickier how things stack. So there are a couple of videos that I've done in the past specifically about shipbuilding and combat. Watch these blue torpedoes just decimate this ship. It's going to be a massacre. That was like 40% of his health in one volley. There we go. So yeah, I would go back and watch the videos that I've done on shipbuilding and ship combat in the past, because most of that still applies, and I think I did a pretty good job of outlining which things are which. But just remembering off the top of my head, I'm not going to guess. We'll take a look at it next time I get into ship design, if I remember to do that. So that was easy peasy. We didn't need those medium ships after all, and we should have accomplished the quest. So now our pulsos actually produce extra influence for 20 turns, which is kind of cool. Although we have a lot of influence. Speaking of which, We also have a ton of... Ooh, Mineral Misers Act. Let's run the Mineral Misers Act for a while. We're making 1.1k worth of influence per turn. The other thing we could do is we could consider changing our government. And at this point, with the Republic, we get 2 Senate seats for heroes. I'm not sure any of the other ones actually help us all that much. Federation actually is interesting in that +1 system before overcolonization penalty per hero. Supporting a political party on Empire can kind of help a little bit, but I think you only get 2 Senate seats, so it really is only +2. I think we'll just stay with the Republic for now. There is a way to unlock more law slots, and we could probably be focusing on some of those things if we wanted to. 2 more technologies from this tier. Absorbing systems isn't that important to me. Strike multiplier can only be installed on ships, coordinator class ships. Interesting. I think what we want to grab are these 2 technologies, both of which improve our medium class ships and give us more options weapon wise. Alright, is this system completely filled out yet? Not yet. We got 2 more buildings, 3 more buildings. And we also can get to level 3 if we buy some Jade Onyx. So let's go to the marketplace and let's look at luxuries. Jade Onyx, there's a lot of Jade Onyx on the market. Can we get like 300? Not quite. Can we get like 150? Yes. Alright, cool. So this should allow us to upgrade quite a few systems to tier 3 that have not been upgraded yet. For example, this one. Which other ones would be good to upgrade? Has this one been upgraded yet? It already has. And I imagine both of these have as well. This one has not. Okay, let's get this one upgraded. It looks like we need to at least... Interesting. I'm not sure why I can't... Oh, because it already has it. So this is the only planet that doesn't have a specialization, and it's temperate sterile, but I don't have any of the temperate or sterile specializations, so it's probably not even worth my time. But we could get some of these other buildings built here, so I guess let's just like queue some of these up. We'll go from there. Ooh, we found another system over here. Interesting. With 1 population on it, and it's white. I'm not sure who that is. It might be part of a quest. But this system should definitely build our first Spectre. And we can take a look at Spectre ship design real quick. So this is our carrier class ship. This is going to be a very expensive ship to build. Turret interference missile. Interesting. Damage per second is low. EMP weapon disables the targeted subsystem for a limited time if the hit is successful. Very interesting. EMP target is weapons. EMP duration is 10 seconds. Firing cooldown is 14 seconds. Very, very interesting. Alright, well, we have a lot of weapons, but we don't have a lot of adamantium, unfortunately. Which is what I would really like to be using. Core Cracker. Unlock the planet destruction action for the fleet. Orbit a star system to load the weapon and then destroy a planet, one at a time. So we can actually destroy planets with this. That's quite cool. Let's go ahead and get some shielding, and then we'll get a bunch of hit points. That makes this pretty defensive. We'll need some engines. And then for the rest of the slots, I have 2. I could go for better bombers and like pick a bunch of bombers and fighters, but those aren't very effective until the enemy has similar weapons. The other thing I could do is go for kinetic enhancers, which are definitely devastating. And then we could go for something like increased chance to be targeted but ship repair or shield regeneration. We do have quite... Well, we don't have a ton of it. We've actually been using it for a lot of other things, apparently. Not quite sure what I want to put on this ship. I think we are going to go with the kinetic enhancers, which increase the damage, and then maybe go for increased chance to be targeted, but regenerate some health each phase. That makes a little bit of sense to me. And then weapon-wise, we're definitely still benefiting the most from missile weapons, and I actually have quite a few missile slots. So we could go something like that. We can afford that quite easily. And then for this weapon, I have a couple of options. We could go for unstable slugs, which I can't quite afford, actually. Or we could go for a beam weapon. Or we could go for improved ultra-dense slugs. I am curious whether we should try using this. How much does this cost? This is 12, so it's going to cost us 12. Yeah, we probably don't have enough for that, as I've already put shields and that on there. Swarm missiles? That's kind of funny. Swarm missiles at 530 DPS because it just launches so many of them. But that almost guarantees that all of these torpedoes hit too, because there's just so many things in the air. Let's try this design. Alright, so we want to build them here. I'll build at least one there. Let's get that guy out of the way. I kind of miss not having my comments popping up on my screen, by the way. It was always nice when I could just comment as soon as you guys type something. It's a lot harder for me to notice it the way that I have it set up now, but there's not a ton I can do about that. These ships can, like, rendezvous over here, and then we can send them somewhere. Also, this needs to be activated somewhere. Does Wrath have a hero on it? No. Does not. This does not. This does not. Where are all my heroes at? So I have one hero in Cancer, one hero over here, really, where are all my heroes? So I got 1, 2, 3 heroes on systems and 2 heroes on fleets. I guess that's all 5 of my heroes, huh? Okay. Well, that being said, let's just go ahead and activate this here. This fleet can wait. Those fleets can move. And we're finally over here. We can finally fight this. We're going to need to declare war on these guys.
Oh, it's you guys. So,
which we can do no problem. And we can go ahead and attack their fleets, which should not be any problem for us. Again, we're going to prefer long-range fighting. And we can watch this, but they're just going to retreat, so no need to watch anything. We'll go ahead and invade because they have the really bad battle tactic. We can blitz them. This should go in our favor, if I'm not mistaken. And once we start to win this war, like, I really don't know who has enough territory that can really compete with us at that point. My industry is so high that we can crank out ships and manpower like no other faction in the game at this point. Alright, so a couple more turns and we'll take that down.
yeah, you go right.
Wait a second. Because I don't have any ships here now, I probably ought to get these guys over here first. And we'll just move these guys there as well. It'll take a little while, but logistics is a big part of this game. Is there anything to uncover? Actually, there is. Send out a probe that way and go down this lane. So actually having your fleets in the right location at the right time is pretty critical. It's easier with some factions than it is with others. The Vultures come to mind, as I play a lot of Vultures. But yeah, this is all but academic at this point, I think. We can blitz this again. Major victory. They're down to just a handful of troops. We now have upgraded medium-class ships. This system. What do we got? I got more Sephiroths. These guys like sterile worlds, so they're fine over here or over here. So what do we want to build? Probably fabricators, bunkers. Let's get all of that done and then like grab some more population. Our hero leveled up, so we can actually grab the second point in that. And these things are getting done pretty quickly. Is there anything else I can upgrade over here? It doesn't look like it. It's completely filled out. There's nothing else I can build except for the well-being building, but not until we get the resources to do it. Which is why the Mineral Misers Act is running, which gives us more per turn. This is running just because this will get done soon. Alright, we have 2 probes. Ooh. Looks like we found the Craver territory finally. Go ahead and attack this guy. Couple turns away from making it to that system, but everything is going according to plan. So far I haven't seen anything that makes me think that my original assessment at the beginning of the video is going to change all that much. This fleet is not capable of beating us, I don't believe. They do have some medium-class ships here. In fact, they have 2 medium-class ships, 3 medium-class ships, but mostly small ships, so... There we go. Okay, this should be the last turn of this nonsense. Not quite. We'll have to do one more round. I could consider upgrading some of this stuff, but do I really want to bother? It's very expensive. We don't have a massive amount of Quadronix and Orichalcix coming in per turn. So this takes up a ton of our resources, but I'm not sure that we're using them for anything else. And it will help our combat. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 population. Let's get that done. Another hero level here. Boy, not many of his points actually help much. So assignment duration or just straight up approval. I guess I'll go with the approval. So we actually have our first Sephiroth that we can't put on this system to help, so that's unfortunate. This hero leveled up again. Shield absorption. Assignment and dust reduction. Vision or hull penetration. Actually, 10% hull plating penetration on fleet isn't bad because we're mostly using missile weapons. So let's go with that. This has been completed. And there's a lot of things here to build. Mostly industry buildings. Let's go with that for now. Get the rest of the industry buildings completed. And then we'll go from there. 80% of the galaxy has been explored. Throw those out there. It looks like Horatio's fighting back. He has fleets made up of up to 5 medium-class ships at a time now. So they're running lots of medium-class ships. That means we really need to start transitioning our own fleets to mediums very, very soon. I don't think we can get through here. That's right, they closed borders with us, so we are unable to actually get through there. So I might have to head back this way. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with him yet. This guy can go ahead and scout that. Keep moving. Did I not click this? There we go. Yeah, let's just activate him and see if he'll travel some other direction for now. He should go somewhere. And I think we're probably going to end this at about turn 100. Alright, both of our hull upgrades are done. This might unlock another law for us. I think it did, yeah. We don't need this law anymore. That law can stay in place. Fleet Fortitude is actually a really good law for us to rock. And then I guess brains over bucks wouldn't be terrible. I don't really need toys for boys, I don't think, at this point. As the vast majority of our systems are very happy. The ones that are not are ones that either haven't built all of their approval buildings or are dealing with negative approval because we recently conquered them. So this system, for example, has a lot of approval buildings that still need to get done. That one by itself will probably solve all of its issues. In fact, I might even be able to buy one of these out. Not quite. Well, yeah, actually, yes, quite. If we sell that, and we sell that, and we sell that, and we sell that, that probably gives me enough. Still not enough. Fine. We'll sell some of our Hyperium. Now we can buy that. And that solves the approval problems here. Anything else that I need to do here specifically? Other than build lots of Riftborn? Probably not. AI labor isn't all that useful. Eco habitats isn't all that useful. Yeah, we'll just put a bunch of those in there. Is this finally completed? Yes. Finally got a decisive victory. And I have to decide here. This is a 5-planet system, and it's mostly hot worlds. 3 out of 5 worlds are hot, so yeah, I think we are going to take this one over. We could pillage it first for a turn. It doesn't give us a lot, but it gives us something, and particularly the antimatter is pretty helpful. That's like double our antimatter. So I'm going to go ahead and pillage the system, and then we'll finish it off the next turn. Eco habitats are completed here. Get the approval building and that done. And then I have 1 population slot which will be filled by a Hiroshima next turn, so I don't need to worry about building a Riftborn. And we can actually start building the obelisks of all space-time for the Wonder Victory. So there's 2 ways that we basically win the game at this point. We just build the obelisks of space-time, get the Wonder Victory, or we conquer all of the capitals, get supremacy, or we just keep growing and take over that way and get the conquest. So there are actually 3 different ways we could win, but it's pretty clear at this point that I think... Are we pulling ahead? We're still not quite pulling ahead of the Cravers, which is interesting to me. I think that has a lot to do with the fact that we're not building enough ships yet, but we're about to start building ships. And I guess the last thing that I want to look at before we end the video is ship stuff, because we did upgrade both of our medium class ships. So the Spirit class ship actually has more slots than it had before, and we actually have better weapons and military things to put on it. The problem that we have is we don't have massive amounts of output, so I don't have a lot of adamantium deposits, so we gotta be kind of sparing in how we use these. Each one of these slots has an additional cost when installed, and I'm not sure. Yeah, it's only 2, so it is only 2. That's good, but it is extra, so each one we have to be careful with. For example, if I put this here, it's 2 plus the 4, but this is a very, very powerful weapon. As you can see, 92. This is basically times 4. So this is a little bit better weapon slot than normal for this ship class. And pretty powerful. Probably allows us to run more missiles. And then for this slot, I would probably run swarm missiles just to get some more swarm missile, or just to get some more fodder, so that the titanium missiles don't all get shot down. And then we have a defensive module here. So we actually have 2 defensive modules. I can put something like this, and this actually gives us a lot more survivability now. So we apply that design, and then we look at the Wraith. The Wraith has a lot of new slots that we can outfit. We should outfit this similarly to before. We have a couple of new minor modules, and then we have one, and I could run bombers. Bombers probably aren't really all that useful yet. That's curious. These bombers only have 200 health, but these basic plasma bombers have 300 health. So if we wanted to run basic plasma bombers, we could. And then for the support slots, the extra support slots, what would we throw in here? If anything. Cloaking's not all that important to me. Increased chance to be targeted is actually interesting because these ships already have an increased chance to be targeted, so increasing their chances even more is actually pretty helpful. It's only 7. And then because we do have bombers, I could increase the health and dodge probability of our bombers, but again, that takes a lot of adamantium that we just don't have. So maybe we put one of these other ones in there. I just don't have a lot of good modules. I suppose this isn't terrible for sieging purposes, and then we don't have to build siege ships anymore. Remember, this counts as doubles, so it's actually 14 instead of the 7 up here. Basically, you really just have to play around with this and see which things get doubled when you put them into these slots and which do not. For example, this support module is 10% fleet repair per battle and 10% fleet repair after each phase. This does not double because the numbers stay the same. Same with this. Now, these two will still stack, but because this is a double module, it still costs twice as much. And part of the reason for that is because what is doubling, so to speak, what is increasing isn't this percentage, it's the actual health of the ship. And so that 10% stays the same, but the amount that 10% represents is actually significantly larger. And so that's one of the reasons why that one doesn't double. The movement points actually do not double as well. So when you put a regular engine module on a ship, you just get the regular movement point bonus. It doesn't go to 6, which is interesting. And it means that you probably shouldn't put a lot of engine modules on a ship. You just want to put enough engine modules on a ship to actually get it to move at a reasonable pace. Now, the reason I'm using these over these is because while these do give me a movement of 5 and a little bit of dodge, this actually gives me a movement of 5 as well. Because 25% of 4 is 1, and so I actually get an extra point of movement as I travel down a lane with this engine. So the movement is actually the same with this engine or this engine, but this one doesn't actually cost any resources. Now, granted, we have a ton of these resources, so it's kind of irrelevant, and the 2% dodge is sort of valuable, but not really. But I think that's probably where we're going to wrap this one up. I haven't decided 100% whether I'm going to continue this particular series any longer. It feels like it's pretty much over with, but it is getting to a point where we're going to have some pretty big space battles with our fleets, and our fleet should decimate whatever we encounter, if I'm not mistaken. especially once we get to these specters. So maybe I'll play one more time just to prove that out. But there's a good chance that this is the last video for the Riftborn, at least for now. If I do play Riftborn again, it will happen, but it might be a new game, and it probably won't be right away. I'm going to do some other things for a little while. So we'll probably play another faction. I did have a request to do a custom faction, and maybe try to create my own custom faction, so that's something I'm interested in maybe exploring a little bit. And then I have some other things and some other games that I might be moving on to and playing a little bit more on the channel. So we'll see if that works out as well. But I hope you've enjoyed this Riftborn series, and I hope that anything that I did in these multiple hours of gameplay that I've put out there for you guys has helped you guys improve your own gameplay through my tips and tricks and little things that I've come to understand about the Riftborn over the last couple of weeks of playing them. And with that being said, this has been TheNosePlays, and you guys have a wonderful evening.